Did you watch my last video? Did you watch any of my videos? But anyway, in my last video, I just put new seals in that caliper just to prove the point. There they are there, look, the old ones. Now I'm going to bleed the brakes out. So for all you that struggle with brake bleeding, let's give this a shot and see how it goes. It's not scripted. I don't script anything. I just point and squirt. Right, first thing we got to do is get these out. Now you want to always keep yourself a nice virgin screwdriver that's not been mullered on other activities, and push down and twist, and these screws should come out. Look at them. Look at the state of them. That's why they round off, is because they get all corroded. So once we got these out, we're gonna carefully put them down there where we're gonna lose them. We're gonna put some anti-corrosion crap on them later. Right, now point the camera at what you're looking at, lift everything off, lift out your diaphragm. Now, because I drained the system right down, the diaphragm has extended. See? Well, he doesn't normally live life like that, but when you've got a full reservoir, he actually lives. Let's just get all these pieces back together. Right, I can't see what I'm filming. Get around the back, boy. Okay, so oh god, there. As your brake fluid drops, this bellows, we'll call it, extends to keep everything in place. So basically, close your bellows, place that down on the floor where you can get sand all over it. And what we need to do now is get a bit of old tissue there. Oops, bash the handlebars with the camera. We're going to have a look in here. Where are we? There we are. Look at all the shit in there, yeah? So we need to get all that out. Now that's pretty boring, so I'll just get all that out with whatever means necessary, and I'll be back. So yeah, what a messy mess. Let's just... oh, it is a messy mess, isn't it? This is a 2012 bike. Obviously you don't really want to be putting tissue in there because you can get tiny little fibres everywhere, but that's what I just did. So we've cleaned out the worst of the mess. Now, a quickie for all you that might be interested or don't even know, the way there's an ant running across my viewfinder, hold on, bye-bye. Right, obviously there's a piston inside here and it's fed by a feed port, and there's also a return port. A return port is microscopically small. Now this style here, it's got this little plastic dome which hides what we're trying to look at, so you'll just have to bear with what I'm saying. When you squeeze the brake lever, you force fluid down the brake line, and that pushes the pistons onto the pads, and that's how your brakes work. When you release the brake, that fluid has to return back through a return port, which is under that dome. You can't see it. And that is what releases your brakes. You will get corrosion on some brakes depending on how rough your bike is, and that corrosion can block up that return port. That in turn can cause you brake release problems, or most commonly making it damn impossible to try and bleed the brakes. So all those things have to be clean and kept in check. Now with this design, with this plastic dome, I can't show you the return port, but generally speaking you'll get little bubbles of air coming out of it as you're bleeding the system. So I'm now going to fill this up, stop waffling and start bleeding. Okay, the fluid's in, you can't see it but it's clear. We're going to go for a squeeze. Can you see the air? See it? Look. Yeah, that's the air returning through the return port. So if you've got an empty brake line, yeah, and you're doing a first time fill, If you're not seeing little air bubbles popping up like that, your return port's probably corroded up. So you want to check that out. Also, when you do this, don't just squeeze it hard and let the lever go, because you can cause little fountains of fluid to come flying out. Now, it's not doing it on this one, but it will do it normally on others. Right, I got a feeling this is going to give me the content I was looking for. Can you see all the crud? Look, see that big air bubble just come up? See? Yeah, right, the fluid is slowly getting down the line, but as the fluid is returning back to the master cylinder, it's also bringing all the shit that's been hanging around inside the brake line. That's what all that cloudy stuff is, see? That's just crap hanging around inside the line. Not much you can do about that unless you just flush it all out over and over and over and over. But you can see here, what I'm trying to do is prime up the brake line and the caliper. You need to get some kind of fluid down in the line, otherwise you're not going to be able to bleed it at all. So this is what we're doing. Right, you could even just take the lever off to the bars like that, look, and go and roll yourself a fat one. I might take my own advice on that, actually. Happy days. 5 minutes later. I've been cranking on this brake now for nearly half an hour and I can't get... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's the clutch. Maybe we shouldn't smoke anything while we're trying to do serious stuff, but yeah, let's go and get some more bleeding done. Right, anyway, my crappy attempts at comedy, hopefully, aren't as bad as my attempts to bleed this thing. Right, okay, being a dirt bike, it's really difficult to reach out to the bars and squeeze the lever while doing the bit down the bottom, but we will do it. Right, here I am. Okay, so we cracked the nip already. Right, pull the lever in, open the lever, and nothing's going to come out at the moment because it's still full of air. Close it, let the lever go, squeeze the lever in, open it, close it, let the lever out. Now we could do this for some time, so I'll just try and cut some time out and I'll tell you how long it took. Right, it did take about 20-30 pumps or so, but we just got the first splash of fluid out, so we'll go live and direct again. See, tiny little air bubble there, look. Right, lever in. See the air come out. Close, lever out. Pull the lever in slowly. Open the nipple. No air coming out at the moment. I do use a clear hose, but this is Thailand and everything goes gammy in no time flat. Right, 3 or 4 pumps in, open, no air coming out. So this could be a bit of a ball ache. 3 or 4 light pumps, lever in. Now there's a mud wasp now. There he is, look. He's looking around for holes so he can plug them up. That's why I never work naked. Right, open. Right, I am squeezing the lever, but I'm not getting a hard pedal yet, or should I say lever. This is one of the problems of doing a dry system. Let's get that hose has gone rock hard now. It's not all that old either. Let's have another go. Last go. Oh, tell you what I didn't do. Oh, I didn't check my fluid level, so I'll just top that up. Right, this is taking a long time. We've just got a little bit more air out now, look. Not a lot. And then as we're pushing the fluid through, There's a nice little bubble there. You can hear it spilling out of the pipe there and going in the catch tray. Right, I'm starting to get a lever now. Right, I've got a lever, but he's a bit spongy. Has more air. There you go, there you go. Right, now what you can do is give it two or three quick pumps. Not all the way back, just like 1, 2, 3, and then hold it down. And there you go. Let's see all that air. It will. Oh no, actually, I've probably got my arm right in front of that pipe, haven't I? Oh jeez. Ah, and that was it. Now I've got a rock hard lever. Now I'm going to give it one more. So splash a load of ganky brake lever, ganky brake fluid. Right. So, let's get that brake fluid off of me because I've got an allergy to brake fluid. I hate this stuff. So, as you can see, there's still some air there. Do you see that last little bit of air just coming out the line on the return valve? See, there's still 1 or 2 tiny little bubbles there. Right, what you want to do, let your fluid go quite low. Not empty, obviously, but quite low, because the next bit's messy. You want to go down here, and without pressing on the brake material, you want to get in there with a pry bar, and you want to pry your pistons back all the way home. Yeah, you want to move your pads back. Make sure you've got your towel up there, because effectively what you're doing is you're pushing all the fluid out of the piston space here and any air that's in there. There's another ant on my camera. What's going on? You're pushing that all the way back up the line, and hopefully it's going to vent out through there. Now another problem you can get is because this loop comes up in the air here and then goes back down. That's the eye point, so you could have a little air bubble just sitting around up here. If you do get a persistently difficult to bleed brake, you might have to take the master cylinder off of the bars, put the top back on obviously, lift the whole lot up in a straight line and squeeze it with your hand, trying to make everything in a total straight line so that it'll all bleed out and all the air will come out. It's just a knack, really. You just got to pick the knack up to do it. But that, there's a little bit of sponge in that, so what I'm going to do, because it's such a messy job to try and do on camera, I'm going to do all that while you lot have gone off to watch something about, I don't know, seed oils or whatever else they're trying to propaganda us with at the moment. So yeah, there you go. Bit of a long video, but it does kind of cover. Did I miss out anything on? Actually, I did miss one thing out. All right. Another thing you can do when you have trouble trying to get a lever, get yourself a syringe from the dentist. I was going to say, yeah, from wherever. We get ours from the bloody chemist down the road. They just give them out for like 10 baht. But get a syringe, fill it up with fluid, attach it to your rubber hose here, open your nipple, and squeeze a syringe in. It's called back bleeding. Squeeze that into your caliper, and that'll push all the air and the fluid back up there, up to the reservoir, which you obviously don't want completely full, and make sure you've got some paint protection. That will also help in your quest to try and get a good lever. So I think we've covered everything on bleeding there, haven't we? 14 minutes worth. Oh my word. No one's going to watch this. Right, I'm off. Laters.